Hmm. Hey, good morning. Roz here this morning for our usual daily live stream that is for the card spread, the Lenormand cards that I use. This morning I'm actually using the Rana George, so I figured what I'd do is get to that pretty much straight away. Just a reminder that it's a general card spread reading. I still haven't figured out how to turn off notifications on an iPad without turning the whole thing off. Anyway, it's general card spread reading in the 5 card spread that we've become used to, and I'll shift it round to the cards there. Here we've got it. It's the Rana George deck, this one. Oops. And for those who've come on, good morning, Karen. How are you? I'm actually on time this morning, and we've got Kathy there on the. Yep. Mine went blank then. I'm surprised because I've got a watcher from Periscope coming in, and it's actually here. We're in a good morning, and you must be somewhere else in the world other than Australia at the moment, or New Zealand. So, thank you for joining in. And this is the card deck that I'm using this morning. It's the Rana George Lenormand deck, and beautiful artwork that is there. It is a little bit on that glary side, isn't it? The way that that deck actually has the gold trimmings. It shines very well with the window light from the window, sorry. So here we go. I'm going to actually get into the reading. Good morning, Sarah. For those who are on the eCam side, you won't be seeing these comments pop up because they're on the Be Live side. They'll show up in the mytimetv.live page. So that was Sarah's, and we've got Kathy saying good morning as well. So thank you for being here. Now, the cards. Just as a quick review for those who haven't been here before, this is the workspace energy where this anchor card is. The stars here are in the home space energy. What we have at the top in the unexpected is the clouds. We also have the birds in your role. That's the position that they're in. And we've got the stork in the outcome. Okay, so that's the actual layout. Good morning, Tracy. How are you? And so, as a card spread, this is what came out of the Gilded Reverie Tarot deck that I actually use. And I've just loved this card spread, the layout, forever and a day. It's just such an easy one to read as far as it covers every aspect, really, of what your day is. It's your workspace, it's your home space, it's what might pop into the day. How you are actually needing to handle it as your role, and it does give a nice outcome. So the anchor in the workspace, that really is, it's indicating that we're going to have a bit of stability for today, that what we're going to have in the day will hold for the full day, that what we can do is actually focus with the intent and seriously get some work done, and it'll be a good productive day is what I'm feeling, that all the energy around what you're putting into it, the focus that you're giving it, is going to hold for the full day. So you can actually feel by the end of the day that you've got a lot done, pretty much, that you've been able to follow through on what you've intended from that past week that we've had into this new week, that it's going to steady, hold true, and that what you're going to be able to do is continue forward with that into the week. You know, you're going to have that stability holding space and place. Okay, and that doesn't matter, like that's regardless whether you work from home or whether you own your own business or whether you actually go out and work for someone else as an employee. It's all valid in those situations. And then when we're moving into our home space, we've got the stars. I love the stars. It's a beautiful card. I mean, all these cards are beautiful. The messages that they're bringing us are beautiful messages, because in the home space, the stars really is putting out our intention into that cosmic universe in what we live. We don't have our awareness fully open to all that is possible because our human brains probably couldn't handle it. But it really is, you know, having that potential of whatever is possible being able to be served in our day to day. So you just need to look skywards and remember, past the blue skies, past the clouds, if you've got clouds in your day to day, that even past that, past our Earth's atmosphere, out into space and even further beyond, that there are these millions and millions and billions and trillions of stars and all possibilities. We don't know exactly what's out there. We can but dream of what is possible, of what they'll discover even. Is there going to be other life on other planets elsewhere in different systems, galaxies, universes, whatever? We don't know. It's just opening our minds to the possibilities. So, in your home space today, just think of what is possible, what you'd like to see in your home space, what you'd like to feel. Bring about that change that moves towards what you desire. And it's not just in the physical sense, it's actually in that if you're feeling uncomfortable about something, take the steps that actually move into that space of resolution of what you're needing to have sort itself out. Because the home space is about close relationships and family and those that are important to you. So we do want to have things working well within that. But even then, sometimes it is that not working well that actually does stretch and grow us to understanding more of ourselves too, don't forget, and being able to look beyond what is the closest to us, because that is part of the whole picture too. So send out your intentions to that universe today of where you want your life to be, what you want within it, and even the people that you want with you in it as well. So um, yeah, gain your wisdom from that. We've got the clouds coming up in the unexpected position. Look, whether they're coming into or whether they're moving out of. In the unexpected, it's not really much of a direction. It's just that at some point in time, there might be that cloudiness or chaotic sense around what you're doing. But it is fleeting because, as you're aware, clouds do blow away. They move on. They're not a permanent fixture. So treat it as that. The unexpected is that it just pops in and then it'll pop out just as fast. It's something that can be fleeting. If you're choosing to allow it to hold your energy for longer than it needs through the day, that really is taking that shift in direction that you need to decide as a choice to step and look at it differently, so that you've actually got that visual and that essence of movement, that it's going to keep moving it through what it needs to work through, and then it is gone as far, and it leaves you with that bright sunshiny sky, that wonderful vista that you want to look at, being able to see out in the distance as much as you want. You know, have that visual in your mind as you feel that there is those moments that are popping into your day, that it's only temporary. Okay, that's why it's called the unexpected, that position. So now, what we've got in our role with anything, you know, in our oops, good morning, Curl. How are you this morning? And with our role, it's with anything as we're moving through our day. When we are with other people, it's got to be about communication. We don't stand there like dummies and not talk to each other. And this is the communication card. It is birds. Birds communicating here is literally It is literally us talking with each other or texting, typing, whatever form that you like to use communication, because we've got to admit these days a lot of it is done by text and social media and that form of talking with each other. Do take responsibility. It's your role to be responsible for how you are wording things, how you are saying, how you're using your body language, the completeness of communication. You know, and it's not just about you talking out your position on it. It's actually a lot to do too with the listening, because it's a two-way street. It really does need to have, even a writer writing a book, the completion of communication is to have the reader reading it. So, the same thing when we're actually talking with each other, it takes the speaking and then the listening. That understanding then becomes complete of what we're on about when we're actually chatting with someone. We do need to, whilst actually listening, spend the time to fully listen, not just try to formulate our next sentence without listening to what the other is saying. And it does, exponentially, it gets a little more difficult when you're in groups, especially bigger groups, but still try to bring it into context of what actually is the meaning behind what they're saying, even to clarifying it with them so that you do understand the message in the words or the body language, or the writings, in whichever way we're receiving it. And sometimes even the video, like I'm doing here now. I'm communicating with you guys, people, uh, and you can sort of see, you can see some of my body language. It really is that function of what our role is today. And it's so we can each be understood in our own ways, and ultimately to understand ourselves too. Here we have in the stalk as the outcome, that final card for the day. I see it as the summary of the day type of thing. The stalk really does fly free. In this picture, it's flying free. In the Gilded Breviary that I've been using for so long, it's actually the couple of the stalks, a pair, rearranging their nest. They're sorting their nest out. So it's a bit about change. It is about change. In this depiction, it's the stalk is flying free, being able to go with wherever it wants to be, going with the wind or not. If it's not a wind, it's just the thermal currents, whatever. It's free to fly where it needs to be. And that's where we can feel at the end of the day that we have that freedom. We've got the stability in our anchor, creating that, yes, we can get some work done, and we can also dream those dreams in our home space, in our relationships, and all that is there. Yes, some of the day might present with a little bit of cloudiness, or not sure what to do next, or it just is, oh God, I feel a bit flattened down. It can be that pops in, but knowing that it's going to be that beautiful shiny skies, sunshine, the balance between the sunshine and the stars. And also that part of that mostly is our communication. It's going to be full on communication with others in our home, our business, work, and self, because sometimes the clouds can represent a little bit of inner depression. Well, pull your socks up and know that you can fly free. That's what our outcome is for our day today. So hopefully that's going to be some. I'm just got to go back to, got to pick what right screen. I'm on the wrong page. The right screen. So hopefully that's going to be meaningful for you in your day today as you're moving forward in whatever you're doing. Remember that communication really is the whole realm of who we are. It's the tone of voice we use. It's the body language. It's the words we use. It's even the writings that we're putting down. It's all things. Communication is speaking our truth, but also being in that position of listening to others, but being listened to. We do communicate with the expectation that where it's going out to is going to be heard and listened to, because there is even a difference in that, the listening and the hearing, and then understanding and putting it back into how we understand what we're hearing and what we're actually saying. Okay, thank you for being here again for the daily morning card readings. I'll be sticking with the mornings because I just love doing this. It focuses my day, and I hope that's what it helps you to do as well. So tomorrow morning at the 8 a.m, I've already just scheduled those into the Facebook and the relevant spots and places. So it's, oh, thank you. Yeah, the stalk's beautiful, isn't it? That flying free. And thank you, Sarah, for being here as well. And we'll leave it there. I think, yeah, so tomorrow morning, be the best person that you can be. I've got to find where the end buttons are on both because I've got two positions on the screen. And namaste until then. Bye for now.